Good morning slash afternoon. It's actually 20 to 5. It is Monday. Didn't want to leave this till Tuesday. But again, doing it late because I wanted to make sure that I got work done today before I done this. Because I always end up doing this. Takes me like half an hour or whatever, 40 minutes talking. Next thing I know, I've wasted like an hour. So anyway, right now I am at Joanna's work, just waiting outside. So I thought she finishes at 5, I'll come here 20 minutes early, and that way I'll be able to do this for 20 minutes, and it will be time restrained. It will have a time restriction. That's the word. Oh man. So first things first, I'm pan breed. I think I say this every Monday, but oh my god, so yesterday was obviously the Euro final, and we watched it. Joanna, me, her brother, and her mum and dad, all at her house, and you know the result. So I was actually, rooting for Italy, obviously, the whole time. But then the closer it got to the end, the more I was like, see, I think it's because you see the people around you getting happy if England were to win. You're like, it wouldn't be too bad if England won. But then you remember that if they did, every time you met someone English in the pub, they'd be like, oh, see, we won the Euro, and then they'd just annoy the life out of you. So, I must admit, towards the end, I was like, kinda want England to win, ish, but not really. I know that's a cardinal sin to say that. I don't know. I had mixed feelings about it. But, geez Louise, man, bringing on 2 subs at what, 27 minutes into the extra time, man. And then they both miss. And then putting an 18-year-old who's never taken a penalty before as the main guy, it just, blew my mind, man. They deserve to lose that bit. But also I think Italy played a better game since like the 20-minute mark. So for like 100 minutes, they played better football. Should have been a red card or 2 though for Italy. But you know what they're like at football. They're a pain. So anyway, watched that. That was good. Enjoyable. Had a few beers. And then obviously went on for ages, so had a few extra beers. Then went to bed, but I was like, just stay up for a little bit. And then had like 5 hours of sleep because I forgot. Joanna started at 8:30 this morning, and she's one of those folk where she's like, oh well, I'll need to be up at like 7 because I start at 8:30. It takes 15 minutes to get there, so I need to be ready and only 15 minutes early, obviously. So anyway, had that. Then also watched the semi-final as well at her brother's with everybody that I just said, plus her brother and his wife, and like another brother of hers. She has 2, both of them. And that was good too. Although England won that one, which probably could have been better. I wanted to wear my, was it Denmark they were playing? Ukraine? I don't know. Getting all nervous now because people are walking by. I actually have noticed that recently. See when it's like, oh jeez, I'm sweating and everything now. Put these windows down. Like, I get a kind of like anxiety hangover. It's so bizarre. It's the weirdest thing ever. I get like kind of nervousy. I don't know why. Just hangover, I suppose. It's weird. So anyway, I was trying to think what to talk about today, because I can't really do my crypto, job, dissertation, recreational thing, because like job's kind of sorted. I mean, the guy was like, oh, he finally emailed me back. Don't know if I said that last week, because I feel it was last Monday that he sent it. After I had recorded, I think. And he was like, it's, hi, it's October the 6th, the final start date. And I was like, perfect. Well, I'm still waiting to sign a contract, so, I mean, I'd like them to hurry up, that'd be good. So that I'm not so stressed. But I didn't know what to talk about. Crypto, I mean, I'm not even really in it at the moment. I've kind of lost interest in it. you know, as you do when the money's not flowing into it, interest gets lost. So not really into that. All jobs. Bye. So last week's was a shambles. I had no idea what to talk about, and I always like remember what happened in the week when I look at my calendar. God, look how tiny my eyes are. They're all sore, man. Jeez Louise. So anyway, so last week's was an absolute shambles and I had no idea what to talk about. I just kept jumping back and forward about stuff. So today I was like, what will I talk about? Because normally I'll look at my calendar and that will kind of tell me roughly what I've done, like different plans or whatever that I had in it. So I've written down a couple of things on the back of a light bulb packet, which I have in my car because my rear passenger side indicator bulb blew and I had to go in and get it. And in the process, I can only reach one now. But look, I snapped. Just gonna. Kinda. That's you can see there. I actually snapped 2 screwdrivers. How bonkers is that? So I ended up having to use like a. I don't even know what you got. Like a kind of pliers-y. The pliers that. Not pliers, but it's like the one where it goes like this and then this bit moves in when you spin it. Whatever that's called, I always forget that specific one. So anyway, finally fixed that, and then also had to top up my oil. So my wee car, I was getting paranoid. I was like, what's happening here? But it's just bulbing on, so it's not. Anyway, so first thing I was going to talk about was semi-final. That's done. Next, Boohoo. So I was going to make a whole video on it, but then I thought, I can't be bothered, so I'll just talk about it here, just moan about it. So I put in an order for like 115 quid. Got next day delivery, which I purchased like the next day delivery unlimited thing, last order for a tenner. But each time it should be £4.99. So I got next day delivery. They sent me half of it next day, and then I was like, where's the other half? So I waited to the next day and there's still nothing. So I says to them, oh, by the way, like, in case you can WhatsApp contact them. It's like, oh, where's the other bit? And they're like, oh, it says in transit between the warehouse and Hermes. So like it's basically missing. And I was like, alright, well, I paid for next day. So I mean, chop chop, what's going on? And they're like, oh, please allow up to, it was like up to the 7th of July. Which turned out to be 12 days from ordering it. 11 days late, even though I paid for next day delivery. And keep in mind it's a £115 order, so it's not as if it's like a pair of boxers that's like a £5. And then they're like, oh, well, we can't really give you anything, or maybe just a free pair of boxers. But it's like, it's not as if I'm no paying enough that they should be worried about my custom, you know what I mean? So, so they were like, wait, and then I waited a day, and then I was like, there's still nothing here. It's still saying the exact same crap about how it's like stuck in transit, and they're like, yes, please wait until that date. And I'm like, I know that this is protocol, but I would like some like personalized customer service to tell me how, just to like send a new one out to me or something, because I'm like, I've paid next day delivery, and I was supposed to actually leave Joanna's on like the 5th of July, and I had to end up waiting till the 7th or 8th for it. I mean, that wasn't the full reason, but it was part of the whole reason that I stayed here. And as far as they know, that's also the reason too. So I was like, you can't expect me to wait at this address. And they're like, oh, we understand, but please wait. And I'm like, you don't understand, I'm just getting this cookie cutter, like press the button protocol answer. So then I got Joanna to text them a big cool customer service message, being like, this is ridiculous, da da da. And do you know what they said? We can refund, or no, as a goodwill gesture, we'll give you a £5 gift card. So I had to do a repeat custom of a £5. So I didn't even get the refund. It was just like, it forced me to have to buy something on their site. And then I was like, I'm not happy with this. And they were like, well, that's the best we can do. I was like, it actually, oh, by the way, it didn't even come. The parcel didn't come. They had to resend it out. And when they resent it out, one of the items was no longer in stock. So I actually received the parcel 12 or 13 days late. and all I got was a gift card. So, excuse my language, but fuck Boohoo. They have the worst customer service ever. Just kept getting cookie cutters saying wait up to this date. It has to wait up to 12 days because it's terms and conditions or whatever, even though I paid next day delivery. Absolute ridiculous. Shambles, man. They should be ashamed of themselves for it. So anyway, that's me with Boohoo. Hate their guts. Even though I still bought more stuff afterwards. But it was because the activewear polo shirt, mega comfy, and it was different colours. But everything else, it's always kind of weird, crap quality, which I didn't expect considering who they sponsor and stuff. But anyway, what else? So my supervisor thing, I was a bit nervous with my supervisor meeting for my dissertation because of the change of topic. But he was talking and he seemed really like interested in it and gave me a lot of direction for methodology, to do with epistemology and ontology, which I had words that I'd heard when I looked into philosophy, when I was into free will and all this stuff, like maybe a year ago. Pardon me. But it was words I was able to just like kind of move away from, just don't really get involved in it. Because like in your mind, you're just like these big words, it's like, no chance, I don't want to deal with that. So he kind of explained it to me. Oh, wait, turn my engine off. Use all my electricity. That'd be a nightmare. So he kind of explained it to me, but then it was like I had to go away and read up about it. So I spent a little while reading up stuff, and it all starting to make sense now. And then it was like I get so lost in the weeds. So like a bit of advice, if anybody wants advice about this, I think it's advice that can be generalised across pretty much anything in academia, especially, which is don't get caught in the weeds, man. So like with me, I'm like reading this book and reading that paper and reading this paper and trying to figure everything out. And then I went to the dissertation library and just seen what they wrote in their methodologies, and I read maybe 15, 20 papers, different methodologies. It was only like a couple of hundred words each, and I'm just skimming through it. And you realise everyone's writing the exact same thing, like this is a philosophy, this is a research philosophy, this is ontology, this is epistemology, and then this is the one I'm choosing, this is a definition, and then here's why. So the only customised bit you really need to do is here's why. So obviously you need to know it, but I mean, it's not like when you're reading it, you're like, oh my god, how am I going to place all this together? But everyone basically has like maybe different references, but it's pretty much the exact same quote, essentially, because obviously there's only a single definition of each. So that's kind of what I've done for my literature review and my methodology, is done that instead of just pure reading and trying to synthesize it all myself. Because it's like everything that you're going to do is basically being done, especially pre the actual methodology portion, like the bit where you actually do it, the data analysis or whatever. Pre that, everything that you're writing about has already been done. So I'm actually kind of looking forward now to doing that. I'm going to finish it. I need to finish the methodology and literature review completely by Sunday for then my next meeting on Thursday, like a week on Thursday. So that would be cool. But so I need to do that, but it's good getting them like having work to do like that and stuff that's in manageable chunks. So that's coming along nicely, although I pure can't be bothered in my literature review, so you're having to rebuild it all. Next, my taste and smell is a bit weird. I wanted to just mention that briefly, that my taste kind of, as if it comes and goes, and my smell is like pretty much never there, like at all. Because like I'll have like a sandwich and I'm like, I can't really taste it. I don't know, everything's kind of bland. Like I can taste some stuff, but not much. Definitely no, like definitely not as much as normal. So say I was having like a sandwich with a specific, like, I don't know, type of ranch sauce or something, I wouldn't be able to taste the intricacies of it. And then as for smell, my smell just comes and goes in tiny whiffs, but like I don't get like a full smell experience. It's just like wee tiny blips instead of like a full smell range, which is weird, but thought I'd mention that too. Next was I made an Instagram because I was so frustrated at how many products, especially product packaging, like kind of bags for rolls or that kind of stuff, or like sachets for coffees and things that are non-recyclable, and it was just so, it annoys me so much, and it has for years, like off and on, annoyed me, because like I'll be like, oh, it's a pain, and then I'll kind of go in it, and I'll go into my whole kind of vegan-y, sustainable living, recyclable lifestyle, and then come back down again, back into normal living and not thinking about it at all. Just, I don't know, just kind of by virtue of the way I move in and out of trends, which isn't necessarily a good thing, but I mean, hopefully they. But what I notice is that things do stick, and you just hope that every time you go into the loops, more things stick. So like, you will reduce your plastic, you'll reduce it loads, and then you'll come back out, but you'll keep it reduced still, like more than before you went in it. And then the idea is that every time you kind of go down until you're basically in it all the time, like that kind of thing. But like, I do it with healthy eating, with the gym, this, that, everything. But so I started an Instagram page called 2B Recycled, 2_B_recycled, and the whole point is to just take pictures of products and be like, this says do not recycle, so here is a packaging which is deliberately manufactured and produced to not be recycled. So it's just to kind of show you the product range. Kind of the idea would be like, so you follow me, for instance, and you go on your phone and you're like, oh, there's another thing that can't be recycled, so it keeps it active in your mind to look out for it, and to see things like you'd never think of. For instance, when you get like a Pepsi Max pack of like 6 or 12 or however many it is, I don't know how much because I don't buy it, but Johnny buys it quite often, like Joanna's brother. And the actual plastic packaging which holds together all the cans is non-recyclable. It's so dumb. So I hate that. So I started that, and I've been posting and stuff. And it got me thinking too, because I've been thinking for a while of a new business idea, and I want to make for like a sustainable business idea, because it has a higher purpose. It has like a real meaning, and it would be something that I would be passionate about. Instead of like, for instance, making a supplement brand, I would like to do like a sustainable supplement brand, because then you feel like you're contributing to society and the world, and it's something that I have always been interested in my whole life, off and on, but it's always been kind of residually in my mind, that type of thing, like sustainability. Like even we joke, I didn't get car lessons for like a month or two. I know this isn't very long, but it's quite funny, I think, because I was like, I don't want a car because it's going to be so bad for the environment. And then somehow, you know, at 17 I was easily persuaded into getting a car. But just like kind of fun. I've thought about that kind of stuff for quite a while. I was like in fair trade at school and stuff, and then I remember signing up to like the sustainability thing at uni. I think I signed up every year, and I think I didn't go to any events. So, you know, I'm full of good ambition with regarding that type of stuff. At uni, anyway, the amount of societies you sign up for and don't go to a single thing. But it's because you spend half the time hungover, another half pretending you're studying. So I've always wanted to do something like that, and I always want to make a business. It's always kind of idea, and I'm getting to that point now where I'm like, I should just try and pick something and just do it, because I feel like it sounds silly, I'm 23, but I feel like I'm getting old. I need to just pick something and just go it and see how far I can get. And I was looking about at specific things regarding sustainable clothing, and I think I've maybe found a product market to do with sustainable gym wear. So I'm looking into that at the moment as a plausible business idea. So I think that'd be cool to like have stuff that's made of recycled goods, because you can get like, I have a sweatshirt bought from Boohoo actually, 50% recycled material. You can then also get ones which, like t-shirts, which are made of 100% recycled material. Approximately like 7 bottles have been recycled to make a t-shirt. I think that idea is so cool. Yeah, and you also get your bamboo t-shirts and things like that. But it's definitely an idea I've had that we'll see, but I'm wanting to try and make something of it, and at least assess its viability. Definitely I've got more time. Well, there's Joanna coming. But just to wrap up, because I said 20 minutes, the last thing is Cambridge. Went to Cambridge like 2 days ago. It was really, really good. It was really nice. It's a lovely wee town. It kind of felt like a Spain vibe. But aye, it's funny seeing the posh boys and hearing them. But no, it was lovely to get out, and a lovely wee town. Nice wee date day. And first time I've ever been to Cambridge, which was cool. So anyway, here's to having a good week. Joanna can say hi or bye. Say bye, Joe.